Hello everyone, and as you can see right behind us we have the beautiful, majestic mountains. This extraordinary natural element, this breathtaking landscape is something truly special that we have at our disposal here in the stunning Italian Alps. So this is a Yoga Tummo retreat, a unique and transformative experience that brings us together in this remarkable setting. What does that mean? Well, we have outdoor activities in the morning. The first activity is meditation, with as little clothing as possible. For up to an hour, with the majestic mountains as our stunning backdrop, we take in the scenery. Next, we go for a peaceful snowshoe walk for up to an hour, again undressed, just in our swimwear, with shoes, of course, and snowshoes securely fastened on our feet. And finally, a dip in water at 0, 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. So, what happens then? In their daily lives, most people often don't feel very energetic or lively, and there's a kind of persistent lack of enthusiasm or motivation that seems to linger. Many people experience a sense that they could be living a different, perhaps more fulfilling life, that they could possess more inner strength, greater reserves of energy, and more drive or determination in their daily lives and activities. And why is that exactly? Why do people so often feel this way, experiencing these feelings of low energy and diminished enthusiasm in their everyday routines and activities? Modern humans have settled into comfort. And comfort, of course, has its advantages. Long live comfort. Here we are in a hotel, so we're staying in a 3-star hotel. So we're going to experience a bit of cold, and then we'll come back inside to the comfort. But what happens is that if we always stay in comfort, then the adaptive functions of our body, that is, our ability to cope with life's difficulties, well, it's a sort of physiological numbness sets in. So you could say that modern humans are never hungry anymore, never thirsty, never cold, never hot, and so on. And, well, he feels a kind of weariness on a physiological level, where his body feels heavy and tired, a psychological level where his mind is weighed down by constant thoughts and mental fatigue, and even on an emotional level where he senses a deep, lingering exhaustion that affects his mood and spirit. And by experiencing just a little bit, even just a small amount, like we do here with the cold, there is a kind of inner awakening that occurs. In simple terms, you could call it the awakening of the inner fire. So the audience we have here, of course, can also include tough people, people who are used to doing extreme activities and so on. But most of the people who come here are actually people who are sensitive to the cold, people who have trouble dealing with the cold. And they come here, and for them it's a revelation, a big revelation, because they realize that contrary to popular belief, they can undress, they can feel the cold on their skin and absolutely not get sick. On the contrary, you feel energized, you don't catch a cold or anything at all because your natural defenses are stimulated. So they're surprised every time. Of course, the activities are optional, but people end up doing all the activities. And this week we had a woman who came here on vacation, accompanied by a participant in the workshop, and she wanted to join the workshop. And she was someone, about 60 years old, extremely sensitive to the cold, who decided to take part in the activities. She did all the activities. She undressed, she even rolled in the snow, she left absolutely delighted, transformed, and as she was leaving she told me, well, now I know that the cold is not an enemy at all, like I used to think. On the contrary, I make it an ally to help me regain my enthusiasm, energy and health. So, as I said, here in the morning we practice outdoors, and in the afternoon we do yoga in the traditional way in a heated room with the group spirit and so on. Truly extraordinary things happen here, and that it's kind of, how should I put it, an awakening of qualities and characteristics that each of us has within, but which, for various reasons, that I explained a bit earlier, from settling too much into comfort, these qualities, they just don't express themselves. And when we are faced, for example, with the cold, these qualities end up coming out, and very quickly. In 1, 2, 3 days, that's it. They express themselves because they're there, they're within us. And what kind of qualities are these? It's enthusiasm, it's energy, it's solidarity, and you come out transformed from such activities. So there you go. I'll let you admire the mountain because it's our great source of inspiration. We enter into communion with the strength of the mountain. which actually allows us to rediscover the strength within ourselves, because it's the same thing. The strength of the mountain is the same strength that we have within us. Well, goodbye, friends, and see you soon.